We are Islamic Republic, Part 25. Historians cannot even agree what to call it. It was the War of Independence in 1857. There is a lot of disagreement about the causes and importance of the revolt. Call it a mutiny, call it a rebellion, or call it a war of independence. Historians cannot even agree what to call it. The British call this event the Indian Mutiny, while the Pakistanis and the Indian historians call it the Great Revolt, the Indian Revolution, the National Uprising, the Great Rebellion of 1857, or the First War of Independence, or simply call it War of Independence 1857. Well, you should consider which of these terms you think best describes the violent events of 1857. What were the causes of the uprising? Anger over the control, anger over the British, over anger over the British control over their country had been growing over many years. The poverty of so many Indians was easily blamed on the British, who had exploited the Indians for their own profits. The destruction of the textile industry to promote the textile manufacturing in England caused great resentment. In promoting the Christian religion, Western missionaries caused offense by criticizing Hindu, Muslim, and other forms of worships. Muslim anger increased when the teaching of Arabic and Persian was completely excluded from schools. Local rulers were angered when their lands were taken away from them by the British. Under the doctrine of lapse, any local kingdom without a male heir, H-E-I-R here, passed into the hands of the British. A year before the violence, there was outrage when the British seized Awadh. Unfortunately, the British, many sepoys in their army came from Awadh. Added to all this was the land tax that British forced all Indians to pay. Then there was the army. Although they did not seem to realize it, there were growing problems for the British. Among the soldiers, most soldiers were local men, but the officers who commanded them were British. The officers considered themselves to be racially superior and often did not even speak the language of the most of their men. To these important reasons, other lesser grievances can be added. Once people have cause to have their rulers, then almost everything that ruler does will be seen in a bad light. Once people have a cause to hate their rulers, then almost everything that the ruler does will be seen in a bad light. Why was there the anger towards the British? Well, the local Indians were angry towards the British because of the taxes, because of the poverty in the country. Well, because of the westernization, because of the religion thrashed upon them, because of the local rulers. When it comes to the religion, Christian missionaries insulted deeply held beliefs of all Indians, whether Islam or Hinduism. Many Indians, let's talk about poverty. Many Indians were poor because the British filled the Indian markets with cheap, mass produced goods. Taxes. People hated paying land taxes made compulsory by the British for all Indians. Local rulers. Local rulers had their land seized by the British. Westernization, English education, the steam engine, and the electric telegraph threatened Indian culture. Well, Indians had become the slave of a colony, and they were angry, had every right to be angry.